there are certain periods of time when cortisol could be inappropriately high, and we call that arousal. And unfortunately, for many people, that happens at night. One of the biggest myths around adrenal fatigue is that it's either high or low. I have high adrenals or I have low adrenals. It doesn't work like that. There's different patterns to it. However, there are certain periods of time when cortisol could be inappropriately high, and we call that arousal. And unfortunately, for many people, that happens at night. So if you see a cortisol pattern that's starting to go up at night, you are in an arousal pattern throughout the night. Symptom wise, what you're going to see is you're going to have insomnia, trouble falling or staying asleep, waking up with your monkey brain already going. Okay. Anxiety, heart racing. So just so you know,
Mhm.
the adrenal medulla hormones with the epinephrine, adrenaline, it's going to make your heart race. How many are like have your heart racing all night long or you wake up, right? That is a great symptom to know that you're in an adrenal arousal at an inappropriate time in the middle of the night. Okay.
Yes.
With adrenal arousal at inappropriate times, right? You really want to be looking for a supplement like Pro-Cortix. And
Mhm.
I'm going to go over some ingredients here. Okay. So when you're looking at Pro-Cortix, okay, we think of this as like a cortisol calmer, right?
Mhm.
So, what are adrenal herbs and supplements that can calm cortisol? Calm it, right? So, this is why Pro-Adrenix is in the morning. You want to glandular support in the morning because cortisol naturally rises. But at night, it's supposed to go down, everybody. It's
Yes.
supposed to really go down. And so when you're looking at Pro-Cortex, the number one ingredient in there is the phellodendron, which is from the magnolia tree. These are well studied ingredients where in a scientific journal, Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition, they put people on 4 weeks, just 4 weeks of an extract of phellodendron. And what they found was that there was already, and I mean, here's the data. There was a 18% decrease in their cortisol levels. Hi, I'm Meg UMD, and I'm a functional and holistic medicine physician and the creator of the Transform and Transform Protocol. If you're interested in learning what are the root causes of all chronic disease, go ahead and click the link in the description where I have a power pack 30-minute training that goes over what are the 5 pillars of Transform. Go ahead, click the link, and I'll see you in that training.
Wow, that's
18%.
significant.
Yeah, if we've seen the adrenal curves of people of cortisol at night, 18% is a hell of a lot of a drop. There
Mm.
is a scientifically demonstratable 18% decrease in cortisol levels when people take this particular herb, which is an extract from the magnolia tree bark. That's in Pro-Cortex. And second ingredient, which a lot of people know about, is ashwagandha. Okay.
Mhm.
Ashwagandha, people will say, oh, I take it for adrenal support and this, that. But here's the other principle around using herbal medicine is that sometimes low dose of something could be used to treat, let's say, low adrenals, and high dose of something can be used to treat really high cortisol levels, right? And Jim just says here, I started Pro-Cortex August 1st and no more afternoon, evening beast. Jim's a really great example, right? If you look at Jim, I mean, there's a lot of us that are really, we are go, go, go. How many of you guys
Mhm.
run your own businesses? How many of you guys, in a job that's go, go, go?
We've
And
had
when it's
multiple businesses too.
multiple businesses, right?
Yes.
And go, 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 but have never had your adrenals tested. Didn't even know what adrenal fatigue was. Didn't even know your cortisol was going into arousal all night long. That's Jim. That's me. How many people, right? How many
Yes.
people in here that's done testing with us and also our My Homo Masterclass found out that your cortisols were sky high, right? And Lachey said ashwagandha will give your groove back. Well, here's the deal with ashwagandha, okay? So ashwagandha has been shown to improve athletic performance, memory, other hormone production, fertility, inflammation, and even blood sugar. But it's dose dependent.
Mm.
So it's not like I'm just going to go take some ashwagandha. So if you want ashwagandha for the purpose of calming cortisols, that's a dose that's in Pro-Cortex.
Oh, that's so interesting because I had a previous doctor tell me, "Oh, just drink some ashwagandha tea." But now that you're telling me that you need a
Dose dependent.
specific dose, you don't really necessarily get that when you're just taking a tea or whatnot until you have something like Pro-Cortix, which is researched and backed up for the
Mhm.
exact what you need.
You need the right dose for the right purpose. So there's certain herbs that at certain doses will do different things, which is why that's the reason I love ashwagandha. And people are like, oh, adrenal health, do this or that. Well, what dose are you going to give somebody? So in Pro-Cortex, the ashwagandha amount is specifically designed to work with the other herbs to actually calm cortisol. So you're not only getting this one herb that's well studied for that, you're getting the right dose of also the second herb, ashwagandha, that's designed to actually calm cortisol instead of raise it.
Hey,
I know. And then on top of it with, when you're looking at Pro-Cortex, you're looking at what calms arousal, other herbs include the banaba, okay? There's also morale root. There are multiple herbs that work synergistically together. So what I love is 4 main ingredients, right?
mhm,
Not go look at some of your bottles that you have. Some of these herbs have like 10 plus ingredients. How many for me it's really important to look at what are some main key well studied ingredients that work together really well to do the job it needs to do, and that's what Pro-Cortex does, and that's how these herbs work together to do that. And it's a vegetarian formula for that reason. These are all herbs that work really well together to do that. So there's a time for glandular support, i.e. morning, stage 2, stage 3 adrenal fatigue. There's a time for um, uh, herbal combination formulas that are really good, specifically to calm cortisol at night. And that's what Pro-Cortex is for. So typically people will be taking, if they're doing Pro-Adrenix, they'll be doing 2 in the morning. If they're doing Pro-Cortex, they'll be doing 2 at night. Many people need both. Okay. Something to help the cortisol rise in the morning and something to calm the cortisol at night. I'm sure there's a couple people in there that are on both, depending on what their patterns are.
yes, yes, rev you up and chill you out, and also get your groove back at the same time. Okay, that was a really good outline of the supplementation that can really be helpful for adrenals.
Hey, if you're enjoying the content so far and you want to check out some of the products, head over to mymdshop.com and make sure you subscribe to this channel.